Hello, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Noki, and you're here once again for the news with Noki on Noki Talks. Today, we begin by discussing the Pokemon anime, where Ash has finally won his very first Pokemon League. Now, this episode still has yet to air outside of Japan. However, the reports coming out so far is that indeed Ash did emerge victorious, which has really ramped up the overall speculation that this indeed is the final anime that will premiere Ash as the main protagonist, or at least in the traditional style that we've seen him in thus far, with him entering a brand new region, working his way from the very beginning and taking on each new gym leader on his way up to the Pokemon League. There has been some speculation swirling around the mysterious episode that will be debuting on September 29th, with some people thinking that this very well may be the introduction to the Galar region, and maybe Ash will be invited somehow to some form of Champions League now that he has become the champion of the Alola region. And maybe this will require him to come to Galar in order to take on all the different champions from the various regions, in their take on the Gym Challenge and Champions Cup. But as of yet, that's all just speculation, and either way, the thing we really need to be celebrating right now is that Ash has finally, after 20 plus years, won a Pokemon League. Moving on now, we have some really exciting information that has come out in regards to Pokemon Sword and Shield, where on the official website there has been a brand new Pokemon tease. And honestly, the method by which the Pokemon Company has teased this Pokemon is really awesome. And I thoroughly enjoy that in this reveal cycle, they've been trying to find new, quirky, and exciting ways to reveal these brand new Pokemon. There are many people that are speculating that this brand new Pokemon could very well be the Galarian evolution to Farfetch'd, which has been known ever since the leak as Surfetch'd. Leak. That was no pun intended. However, although I definitely can see why people are saying this, the weight of the Pokemon is what continuously keeps throwing me off in the overall assumption that this is an evolution to Farfetch'd. I mean, unless there's some extremely good reason as to why this Pokemon gained so much weight in between evolutions, I just don't understand why or how this could be an evolution to such a small Pokemon. Especially when you consider the fact that this Pokemon doesn't take on any sort of typing that would give it this sort of weight, like rock or steel for instance. But rather, Farfetch'd would be going from a normal flying Pokemon into just a fighting Pokemon, which in and of itself doesn't really make sense. And then when you take the weight of the Pokemon on top of that, overall, it really just doesn't add up. Though I very well could be wrong, Pokemon has done stranger things in the past with evolutions, especially when it comes to different forms from various regions, and I really look forward to seeing when the full Pokemon becomes revealed. And lastly for Pokemon Sword and Shield, there was a survey that was given to those who belong to the secret Pokemon Trainers Club. This survey asked trainers whether they wanted to see the brand new Galarian starter evolutions now, or whether they'd rather wait till the release of the games and discover them firsthand. And aside from personally being extremely torn as to what I would select in that situation, as I really want to see what these starter evolutions look like, maybe at least the second stage starter evolutions before the games come out. However, I also think it would be really cool if we could get these games released and know nothing about what the starter evolutions look like at all, and then you have to select based on no information and find out as they evolve through your game. I also really love the fact that the Pokemon Company is doing things like this and engaging the fans and asking them what they want to see out of these games. I genuinely hope that the Pokemon Company continues to do things like the glitch Pokemon revealed on the website and this survey to engage and immerse fans in this overall exciting experience building up to the release of these games. And now on to Marvel, where we start out discussing the man we love 3000, Mr. Tony Stark. And it's actually being rumored right now that he could possibly be making a cameo in the upcoming Black Widow movie that's slotted to drop this upcoming spring. And although his death in Endgame is still really fresh to a lot of us, I think it'd be really cool if they snuck in just a little bit of a cameo to show what he was doing in this time period as well. It's also been the talk of the town ever since Kevin Feige gave an interview just a few days ago that originally in the very first Iron Man post-credits scene, there was supposed to be references to the mutants and to Spider-Man, showing that indeed the entire plethora of Marvel characters has indeed been for consideration to the Marvel Cinematic Universe ever since the very beginnings. Next up, we have to talk about Marvel's brand new animated series, What If?, which we now have some form of official direction as to when this series will be released, which is summer of 2021. And it will begin with the very first episode highlighting what if Peggy Carter was the one that actually received the Super Soldier Serum and became Captain America. And from the screenshots that we've been shown thus far, it looks like Steve Rogers will still play some form of role in this overall story, and it'll be really interesting to see what they do with these characters. Especially considering it looks like at some point maybe Steve Rogers will be helming some form of Iron Man mech. And some of the other screenshots that come out show things like the Winter Soldier and even Captain America as a zombie. And the overall premise for the show has been explained that they'll be taking each of the movies that have come out for the MCU and tweaking them just a little bit to see how that would play out in the overall arc of the storyline. And I am so very excited to finally see this series when it arrives in the summer of 2021. And lastly for Marvel, we have a little bit of a rumor which regards Guardians of the Galaxy, in which it's being speculated that the upcoming Volume 3 will be the last volume that includes the current cast of characters, and that in this movie they'll somehow transition to a whole new team of Guardians. And of course, I do believe that pretty much all rumors should be taken as false until they're actually proven as true. However, it's really exciting to think that they'll be switching things up as time goes on. As in the comic books, the Guardians were much like the Avengers, where they never really stayed as a set team, and different members popped in and out as time went on. And finishing it up today, we have a bit of speculation that's been surrounding the fact that we very well may see the return of Mace Windu in Star Wars. And that in some form, whether that be alive or as a Force ghost, he very well could be in Rise of the Skywalker. A lot of this spurred from the fact that there was a clip of him put in the last trailer for Rise of Skywalker, when they were flashing through all of the different historical events that made the overall arc of the story. This has driven some fans to dive deep into speculation that maybe Mace Windu himself did survive when Palpatine and him had that fight and he got blasted out the window, and that the things that happened to him during his supposed death are different situations that we've actually seen play out in the Star Wars universe where they do not kill the person they are happening to. So, given his overall power stature, it looks like he very well could have survived that fall when he was fighting Palpatine. And if this does prove to be true, it would just be another amazing example of how J.J. Abrams has went out of his way to make sure that this final chapter of the Skywalker saga comes to conclusion in a nicely wrapped bow, tying off all the loose ends and giving homage to all the greatness that has been Star Wars. But that's gonna wrap it up for the news that I found interesting this past week. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite story of the day was. Are you as excited and flabbergasted that Ash finally won a Pokemon League as I am? Are you super intrigued to learn what this brand new glitch Pokemon will be? And what about the possibility of Iron Man making an appearance in the literal next Marvel movie that comes out? I look forward to reading all of your thoughts. And make sure you stick around after the credits roll in this video, where I'll be doing my middle of the month pack opening. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki, signing out once again for Noki Talks. Alright, today we have 3 beautiful Unified Minds packs to open here that include this Stack Attacka holographic card. Let's dive in. This really cute looking Rowlet coin. And Stack Attacka. Alright, start out here with Darkrai and Umbreon again. Okay, to start we have Riolu, Purrloin, Joltik, Dratini, Yungoos, Reverse Holo Cosmog looking cute, Camerupt, Steel Energy, a Lampent that looks like he's just been caught by the police. Ooh, a majestic looking Breloom. and Dark City. And the code card. Alright. A little bit of a lackluster pack, but not too terrible overall. This one has Mew and Mewtwo on the cover. Okay, we have Carablast, Honedge, one of my favorite Pokemon. Ooh, look at that Pikachu. I like to collect different Pikachu cards, so I love this card right now. So far, this is my favorite card that I have pulled out of either of these packs. Bidove, Poipole, Ultra Beast action going on here. Reverse Hollow Cottony, and it looks knitted. I love those cards. Exadrill, Dark Energy. Ooh, Majestic Dragonair. Steenie. I actually really enjoy the Steenie and Bounsweet line. And a Doublade to round out my Honedge. And code card. Nothing crazy, but I absolutely loved that Pikachu. Alright, final pack then. This one has Giratina and Garchomp. Gotta say, the tag teams are very interesting pairs. Alright, starting us off, we have Fletchinder, Snover, Murkrow, Execute, Alolan Grimer, Blues Tactics, smell you later. Levany, or Levany, depending on how you pronounce it. Fairy Energy, Heracross, Type Null, nice.
What about Darkrai?
And another Steenie.
What about Mewtwo?
Finishing it off, we have the last code card here. So, I would definitely say that the two winners, in my opinion, for these packs would be this beautiful Pikachu I can add to my collection of Pikachus. And I really enjoyed the artwork on this Alolan Grimer. Obviously, the Dragonair and the Poipole, as well as the Breloom, and many of these other cards are really awesome as well. I can't wait to get them into my book. And thank you once again for joining me for the mid-month pack opening.